the Bureau of Consumer Financial Protection, right? 12 CFR Part 1022. So for those of you who don't know, 12 CFR Part 1022 is the Fair Credit Reporting Act, just like 12 CFR 1006 is the FDCPA, right? So this is specifically to consumer reports, and this is telling you the agency that did the review, and it's an advisory opinion, and then up here now they give the summary. So I'm going to go through all 14 pages of this document. So the summary, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau is issuing this advisory opinion to outline certain obligations of consumer reporting agencies and consumer report users under Section 604 of the Fair Credit Reporting Act, the FCRA. Now, on this document, they use 604, 605, 609. If you follow, it's the same as 15 U.S.C. 1681, 1681B. Like they'll use different sections compared to what we normally use when we study. But if you look both of them up, you can find document that translate both of them simultaneously. So do not feel lost. Just go to Google, type it in, and it will give you both of them. All right. So this advisory opinion explains that the permissible purpose listed in the FCRA section 1604, and this is referring to 604, this is referring to 15 U.S.C. 1681A3. 1681B, I'm sorry, 1681B, and then you go down to 3, and it's going to give you specific terms on what permissible purposes, because 604 falls under, permissible purpose falls under 1681B. Are consumer specific, and it affirms that a consumer reporting agency may not provide a consumer report to a user under FCRA section 1604A3 unless it has reason to believe that all of the consumer report information in it includes pertain to the consumer who is the subject of the user request. Now, you remember when I spoke about merge profiles, that people might have same names? So this is speaking specifically on that. Let's say a father and a son, a senior and a junior that has the same name, and one of them, some of you might have clients like these, and some of you might not, where the father's information flows in on the son's report, or the son's information flows in on the father's report because they share the same name. So this is saying now that a consumer reporting agency cannot furnish a consumer report if the information on the report is not specifically for the consumer, right? So unless it has reason to believe that all the information, all of the consumer report information it includes pertain to the consumer who is the subject, the consumer who is the subject. So if it's talking about, if the report is for Daraine Delvante Jr., it shouldn't have information on Daraine Delvante Sr. Does that make it, y'all get what I'm saying? It has to be specific to the consumer. The Bureau notes that disclaimers will not cure a failure to have a reason to believe that a user has permissible purpose for a consumer report provided pursuant to FCRA section 604A3. So what that is saying is that before they used to give disclosures, you cannot give disclosures anymore. You must now know that the information that you're furnishing is regarding to this consumer. You cannot give a general statement anymore or any type of disclosures. You must have that certifying document where permissible purpose was given. The advisory opinion also reminds consumer reports users that the FCRA section 604F strictly prohibits a person who uses or obtains a consumer report from doing so without a permissible purpose. Let me read this again. The advisory opinion also reminds consumer report users. Who are consumer report users? Drop it in the chat. Who are consumer report users? Who uses CRAs? The consumer reports? The CRAs doesn't use the consumer report.
The companies,
the data furnishers,
deciding to give you
companies,
credit.
creditors. These are data furnishers, right? So the law says the advisory opinion also reminds consumer report users, aka who? Data furnishers, that FCRA section 604F strictly prohibits a person who uses or obtains a consumer report from doing so without permissible purpose. So when you go to that car dealership or your clients go to that car dealership, the FCRA strictly prohibits all 15 of them running the consumer credit report if they don't have permissible purpose. If they don't have that written documentation that gave them permissible purpose, they don't have it. They cannot use it. They are prohibited from doing so. So when you guys are getting these inquiries deleted, this is what you need to be talking about.